The 4 deadliest earthquakes caught on camera. Sudden tectonic changes in the Earth's crust are what generate earthquakes. Orogeny, which causes earthquakes and volcanoes, is caused when the tectonic plates glide over one another. Vibrations produced by these disturbances travel in all directions. Earthquake disasters have caused catastrophic events all over the world, and some dreadful events have been caught on camera, too. Hello guys, and welcome to Just Scary. Today we have a very frightening video ahead of us where we will be showing you 4 deadliest earthquakes caught on camera. So let's take a look at number 1. Nepal Earthquake 2015. The Himalayan region is one of the most seismically active in the world, but large earthquakes have occurred there infrequently. Before the 2015 Temblor, the most recent large earthquake, that is magnitude 6 or above, took place in 1988. That magnitude 6.9 event resulted in the deaths of 1,500 people. A magnitude 8 earthquake in 1934, however, killed approximately 10,600 people. The 2015 Nepal earthquake, also known as the Gorkha earthquake, was a powerful tremor that occurred on April 25, 2015, close to Kathmandu in central Nepal. Over 600,000 buildings in Kathmandu and other adjacent cities were either damaged or destroyed, along with over 9,000 fatalities and tens of thousands of injuries. The majority of the Ganges River Plain in northern India, northwestern Bangladesh, the southern regions of the Tibetan Plateau, and western Bhutan were all affected by the earthquake. Moment magnitude 7.8 was recorded for the first earthquake, which occurred just before noon local time, or almost 6 hours earlier in Greenwich Mean Time. Its focus was 9.3 miles underground, and its epicenter was around 21 miles east-southeast of Lamjung and 48 miles northwest of Kathmandu. Within a day of the original quake, the area had 2 powerful aftershocks with magnitudes of 6.6 and 6.7, and several more lesser aftershocks followed in the following days. A magnitude 7.3 aftershock that occurred on May 12th around 47 miles east-northeast of Kathmandu killed over 100 people and injured close to 1,900 more. The thrust faulting, or compression-driven fracturing, that caused the earthquake and its aftershocks occurred in the Indus-Yarlung Suture Zone, a narrow east-west area that roughly spans the length of the Himalayan peaks. The Himalayas subduct at a pace of 1.6 to 2 inches each year on average. The Himalayan mountain's height increases by more than 0.4 inches each year as a result of this tectonic activity. Landslides caused by the earthquake destroyed rural communities and some of Kathmandu's most heavily inhabited areas. Initial estimates of the damage were between $5 and $10 billion. Bricks and other construction waste from partially and fully fallen structures, including the whole 9-story Dharahara Tower and portions of the renowned Taleju Temple, inundated the streets of Kathmandu. The earthquake also caused an avalanche on Mount Everest, which left hundreds of climbers stuck at Everest Base Camp and other camps higher up the mountain, and claimed the lives of at least 19 of them. All of the climbers either walked off the mountain or were flown to different areas after being evacuated to base camp from the high camps. Number 2, Trinidad and Tobago 2018. Trinidad and Tobago is an island nation in the southeast Caribbean. It is made up of numerous smaller islands in addition to the 2 main islands, Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago, which together with Guyana make up the 2 southernmost links in the Caribbean chain, are located near to South America, northeast of Venezuela. The size of Trinidad, the bigger of the 2 major islands, is around 4,800 square kilometers. The distance to the Venezuelan shore is 7 miles. The area around Trinidad and Tobago, as well as the neighboring regions, are quite seismically active. Every year, more than 2,200 earthquakes are reported in the eastern Caribbean. A chaotic scene was recorded at a grocery store in Trinidad and Tobago when a strong earthquake shook the Caribbean nation. The August 21, 2018 video shows panicked customers running from the store in search of safety. While in the queue waiting to cash with my mom and 2 siblings, I suddenly felt the ground beneath me, the videographer says. Confounded, I asked my mother whether there had been an earthquake, thinking that the tremors in the floor below me were simply the result of heavy machinery in motion. The first 6.9 magnitude earthquake occurred on August 21, 2018 at 1731. The tremor allegedly lasted for 2 minutes and started about 5:30 p.m. In Venezuela, the epicenter was recorded as having a magnitude of 7.2. At 0928 on August 22, 2018, a magnitude 6 aftershock occurred. There were 32 aftershocks in the aftermath of the earthquake event. These were dispersed equally between August 21st and August 22nd, 2018. There were no reports of fatalities or significant injuries. According to reports, numerous other Caribbean islands, including Grenada, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as well as Guyana and nearby Venezuela, felt the quake, which was thought to be the biggest in the nation's history. Structures were harmed, automobiles were crushed under concrete that fell, and supermarkets suffered losses. Telecommunications were severely damaged by the earthquake. According to the Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government, there have been 213 complaints of property and residential damage from Tuesday's 6.9 earthquake as of Thursday, August 23, 2018. Most complaints include minor structural issues like wall fractures. Hey guys, you still here? Do us a lightning fast subscribe. Number 3, Philippines, 2019. The whole Philippine archipelago was ceded by Spain to the United States for $20 million after the conclusion of the Spanish-American War in December 1898. A new colonial tyrant had taken control of the Philippines. Over 4,000 miles distant across the Pacific, the United States had acquired a colony the size of Arizona. The 3 major island groups of Luzon, the Visayas, and Mindanao make up the Philippines. Due to the Philippine Fault and Philippine Trench, which are the primary earthquake producers that might influence the region, eastern Mindanao, including Surigao del Norte, is one of the seismically active regions in the nation. A 6.6 magnitude earthquake hit the southern Philippines, killing at least 7 people and causing extensive damage. The earthquake's epicenter was 60 miles from Davao City, the capital of Mindanao, and 14 kilometers east of Boal, Philippines. The USGS has not yet issued a tsunami hazard alert for the adjacent islands. At this point, the latest earthquake has destroyed approximately 1,200 houses and 10 schools, and it has also seriously damaged many more. This was the second significant earthquake to hit Mindanao in as little as 2 weeks. On October 16, 2019, a 6.3 magnitude earthquake in the area claimed 5 lives. On December 15, 2019, another 6.9 magnitude earthquake hit 9 kilometers northwest of Matanao Municipality in the province of Davao del Sur, Mindanao, while the government officials and humanitarian partners were helping those in need. Within a 12-kilometer radius, this region of Mindanao has been struck by 4 earthquakes of magnitude 6 or higher in the previous 2 months. Although it was felt in the same places, the most recent earthquake in Mindanao did not originate from the same fault as the series of quakes that occurred there in October, according to Philvox. However, according to the DSWD Dromic study, the October earthquake's infrastructure damage, housing losses, and relocation were all exacerbated by the December earthquake. 13 confirmed fatalities, 210 injuries, and 1 person still missing had been reported. The action plan for this emergency appeal was updated in December 2019 to offer a thorough response that took into consideration all affected geographic regions and the increasing demand created. Number 4, Ecuador earthquake 2016. San Gregorio de Puerto Viejo, often known as Puerto Viejo, is a city in Ecuador and the seat of the province of Manab. It is located 30 kilometers from the Pacific Ocean. Due to the previous tamarind plantains in the region, it is still referred to as the city of the royal tamarind trees. The 2016 Ecuador earthquake had a moment magnitude of 7.8 and a maximum Mercalli intensity of 8, severe, on April 16th at 18:58:37 ECT. The extremely massive thrust earthquake was located around 170 kilometers from the capital Quito, where it was felt severely, and about 27 kilometers from the cities of Muisne and Pedernales, in a sparsely inhabited area of the nation. Over 75% of the fatalities occurred in the regions of Manta, Pedernales, and Porto Viejo. Tarqui, Manta's main commercial retail area, was totally devastated. Manab province suffered extensive damage, with buildings toppling hundreds of miles away from the epicenter. 16,600 people were hurt, and at least 676 individuals were murdered. The plate boundary in this incident ruptured an area 80 by 60 square kilometers at a depth of 15 to 44 kilometers. The rupture stopped roughly 60 kilometers away from the trench and was unable to advance there. The rupture was projected to have a maximum slide of 2.5 meters and an average slip of 0.7 meters. The earthquake came in without a warning, and cars started shaking all of a sudden on the street. A family, feeling that it was strange, rushed out, and suddenly the roof of a building fell down right next to them, but luckily none of them were injured. According to the CDC, the safest place to be during an earthquake is in an open area away from buildings, trees, telephone poles, and the most dangerous place to be is near a resting wall or places of support. Stay wise, don't panic during an earthquake, just find an open space and you will be safe. That's all, folks. We've come to the end of this video. Hope you all got an experience about these earthquakes. Before leaving, subscribe to Just Scary and click the bell icon for further updates.